There we go.
I've got so many people that want to hear it, but they can't get on because they're working.
Yep. Is this Arlene? Who am I talking to?
This is Linda.
Oh, Linda. Okay, thank you. I think I'm recording. Does it show it's recording on your end?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Okay, perfect. So then we're going to go to Weebly. And again, people don't understand what the benefit of having Weebly is, but as you grow, once you might not use it today or tomorrow, but once you learn your business, you're going to love Weebly. There are other ones out there like Wix. I just personally use Weebly. Then TravelJoy, again, I highly suggest, if like someone just said, if you don't have regular clients and you're not booking on a regular basis, it's kind of hard to justify the money that you have to pay for TravelJoy. However, if you're regularly booking, I even say 1 booking a month, it's worth it because everything else that you learn, then when you do get busy, you've already got a solid and true way to do it. I learned the paperwork way, and then now I have just switched to TravelJoy. As a matter of fact, I just signed up this week. But it really has its benefits. So that's kind of the order we're going to go in. So before I start, I see one that says Home PC. If you will unmute and introduce yourself, please. I'm breaking up. TravelJoy, can you unmute and talk? There you go. Are you there, Home PC? Can you hear me?
Yes.
And who am I speaking with?
My name is Jackie.
Yeah. And where are you from, Jackie?
Maryland.
Awesome. And who's your sponsor and upline, please?
I'm Jennifer.
Oh, way cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So did you just not hear the TravelJoy? Is that what you didn't hear?
Yeah, it was kind of breaking up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's an automated program to help you do, it's just one place to keep all your forms, your tasks, but that will be kind of the last thing that we go over today. And like I said, all the other things play into each other. So we're going to start with Canva just because that's the easiest one. And like I told the other ladies, keep your lines muted while we're doing the training, but please unmute and interrupt me if I'm going too fast, if you can't hear me. I live in the mountains and we've had crap weather. So sometimes I'll blink in and out. If that happens, just stay on the line because I will blink back in. And then just unmute and ask me questions. And then we've had Jaylyn join us. If you would introduce yourself, Jaylyn, tell us where you're from and who's your sponsor and upline, please. Or Jaylyn, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Jaylyn.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Where are you calling in from, Jaylyn?
I'm calling in from Louisville, Idaho.
From Lewiston?
Louisville.
Oh, Louisville. Gotcha. And so you're on Jennifer's team as well?
I am.
Awesome sauce. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started with Canva, ladies. If other people pop in, I might interrupt just so I can find out who's on the line. But so Canva, let me get rid of this. There we go. So Canva is so easy to use, you guys, and we're just going to actually walk right through and do one. So once you sign up, it is free. They do, when you get in here, there are ones that you can pay for if you choose. I don't pay for anything. I use all the free. So once you're in Canva, it is so simple. You simply click on create a design, and then it already has templates. So this is like for posters, business cards, flyers. We're going to scroll down here. It has social media. You can do covers, Instagram, if you want to do documents, personal things, educational. Just going, we're going to go in and do a Facebook post real quick to show you how simple it is. So it's just a simple Facebook post. And then if you guys can please mute while we're doing this because I'm getting some background noise. Awesome. So, and this is how easy it is, you guys. You simply scroll to this box in the left for a background that you like. And if you don't see one, you can type in, let's just put travel. and then it's going to populate things that it thinks you want to travel. So we're going to use this one just because it looks like my backyard. You simply click it and it's on this page. Now, this is how easy this is. So it already has text boxes in here if you like where they're at, fine, and you can move them. So we're just going to leave this one. I like this Dare to Travel, so we're going to leave that alone. But this Expand Your Horizons, I don't like. So I'm going to click on it. And I'm just going to delete it. There, it's gone. Now I want to put something down here. Oh, website address. Let's get rid of that. So I don't like that being in there either. Delete. Okay. So you simply go over here to the left where it says text. And you can choose from the text. Now this is what I want to bring to your attention. See where it says free right here? These are all free. So you can use those texts. If you get further down, this isn't a good one to use. I'll go back to some other ones and show you the ones that you can pay. At the beginning, that was the same way where the picture was. If you scroll down, it'll say $1, $2. You just have to pay for them before you can download them. So in here, we just want to put add a heading. And it pops up over here. And then up here at the top, it has where you can pick the font. So I like this fat face, so we're going to do that. Picks the size. I want it a little bigger. We're just going to go 42. There you go. Then you just type. So that was a little too big. So I'm going to make it a little smaller. There, and then I'm going to move it down here. And I want to change the color. So this A says text color. You just go over and I want it white. There you go. And it's that simple, you guys. Over here, if you want to put in your own photographs, so on this button, it says upload an image. You simply click on upload an image and it will let you upload it into here. So I'm going to show you a little problem that you have though with this site. So I'm going to put my picture in there. Now when I try and move it, sometimes it takes up the whole background and it's not going to do it, of course, on this one. So, and if that happens, it just won't let you use it because of the way the background is. So I don't like how that looks. So I'm just going to take it out. I just wanted to show you that you can put your own photographs in there as well. And you can upload anything that you want in there. So this is what I use to make our welcomes for our new agents who come in. I mean, you can use this for anything that you want to look nice, professional, crisp. You can square everything up. You know, when we were in the, you know, it gives you the lines when you're in here so that everything's even, squared. It shows you where everything ends if you try and add other things in. Did you see that little line show up? It's real light. You might not see it on my computer, but so this is how easy it is. Now I'm simply going to download it. You go here to this download button and you can save it how you wish. I save them all as PNGs because that loads on Facebook easy, but you can save it as a PDF, a JPEG, a PNG. You hit download. I'm going to name it Dare to Travel. You're done. And then let's see if I can go to Facebook and upload it. So I'll just click on photo. Sorry for the slow internet. I got way too many things open on my computer. What do I call it? Dare to Travel. I have so much stuff on here. I need to clean my desktop off. What on earth? Oops. Oh, it did do it twice. I got a little lag going on. Boom, there you go, you guys. So any questions about Canva, you guys?
Easy.
I didn't hear you.
It looks good. It's easier than what's that other one that they advertise all the time? Poster My Wall.
Poster My Wall. Yeah, Poster My Wall is another one. There are many, many, many different platforms that you can use. Poster My Wall is easy. It allows you to do a lot more things, I'll be honest, than Canva does. Canva, for people who are technologically challenged, like I was, when I started, for those that don't know me, literally, I was computer illiterate and had a stupid phone when I became a travel agent. So I've come a long way in 2 years. But so the chat box, it's hard for me, you guys, to keep up with the chat box. So just home, I forget your name, Home PC, I'm sorry, but I'm going to go ahead and answer your questions. But in the future, just go ahead and unmute and ask me a question, because it's hard for me to multitask when I'm doing the thing. So the Evo images, you can, in the back office under Travel Cafe, I think it's under resources or forms, or it's somewhere in your back office. There's the Archer logos. Now the Evolution logos, I would have to do a little research to find out where they're located. I've had them for so long, I don't remember where they're located. I downloaded them when I first started, so that I will have to look into for you. If you would do me a favor, if I leave you with unanswered questions, private message me, and then I'll be able to look up that question and point you in the right direction when we're done with the Zoominar. So, okay, that's Canva. So any other questions before we get out of here, you guys?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I haven't been successful with Poster My Wall, and so this is actually the first time actually getting in and seeing Canva.
Mm-hmm.
So when you saved it, you don't have to pay for it. It actually saves digitally. Does it allow you to print it? Or do you pay when it
You
prints?
can't print it from the, you cannot print it from this platform without paying for it. However, when I open this up in my printer or in my computer, now I can print it. You have to print it from your device. You cannot print it from the site.
So when you saved it, now it's on your computer is what
Yep.
you're saying.
Correct.
Then you can print it from your computer.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay. 'Cause I think Poster My Wall's a little different. I think even if you try to save it to your computer, I think it's still trying to have you pay for it.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll
Okay.
show you guys one other really cool feature. And again, this is an advanced feature. I have a group in Canva. Let me see if it'll scroll down. No, wrong one. So this one that's Tonya, like all my team members, I have a Goal for Gold, which is my upline team, which is Dwayne Macklin out of Las Vegas. And then I have mine. So I'm going to go into the Goal for Gold. I can see everything that they've created and piggyback off their stuff and use it because we're a team. You know what I'm saying? We want to be cohesive. We want to get the same message out. So these are all the things that were shared in our Goal for Gold. So I can go in, if I like something, you know what I'm saying, that they had, and click on it and then make my own down here under your designs. Now that's in Goal for Gold. Would go back to Tonya Delphous. So
Can I ask a question?
yeah.
So when you did that, is that like a group
Yeah,
account on there?
You just
Okay.
email your people that you want to join to the group. And to start a group, let me see where that is. Sorry, with this Zoom, it has stuff in my way, so bear with me. Let me go. I'm back on my page, right? So Okay, so that I think you have to, oh. You have 0 Canva credits. Sorry, I'm trying to remember how I started the group. What a great training, huh? There is a way to go in and create a group.
Okay.
Tonya, is that, do you have to pay, is that an upgrade that we pay for, or is that free also?
I'm trying to remember, to be honest with you. It has been a while. I may have had to pay a low fee to be able to do the group, but I honestly don't remember. So again, you guys, with these questions, they're great questions. I just can't answer them spot on right now for you. It would take me a little while to go back and investigate. So I don't want to.
Good to know. Thank you.
But please message me so that I can answer your questions.
Okay.
Or I mean, PM me. So, and here anyway, where it says your designs. So anyone that's in that I added, you have to get their email and then send them an email thing to accept to join the group. So anything that I have created, and these, I'm just showing you guys some of the stuff I've done. So, you know, look how nice they look. And you can do all different kinds of stuff. And then my agents can get in here and use something that they like and make it their own as well. So for travel party.
One more question.
Uh-huh.
Would you mind adding us, that's part of this group today, to your Goal for Gold page, or?
I cannot add you to the Goal for Gold since that is my uplines team, but I have no problem adding you to mine. This is my personal page, and I have no problem adding you to that. Dwayne runs the Goal for Gold, so I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not mine.
Yes, I understand.
People too, but I have no problem adding anyone to this one. So again, private message me your email, and I'll send you an invite.
Thank you.
So any other questions about Canva, you guys? Awesome. So we're going to get rid of this. Now we're going to go to Weebly. I'm going to get rid of Facebook too because it's clogging up my internet. So let me take a little break here and see. Any of the new people who have hopped on, thank you for joining us. I'm going to go over another little overview. We just went over Canva. I am recording. And then we're going to go over Weebly. And then we're going to go over Jotforms. And then we're going to touch on TravelJoy. I am doing this tomorrow from 12 to 3 also. So I know some of this might be redundant or repetitive, but each one kind of goes hand in hand with the other. So, and like I told everyone else, please keep your lines muted while we're doing the training so other people can hear me. I do talk loud, but the background noise can be distracting. And if you want to talk to me, please don't use the chat box. I know everyone wants you to, I don't use the chat box. Just unmute and interrupt me. And because I do talk loud and fast, you might have to say, yo, Tonya, a couple times to get my attention, but stop me and then we'll go, you know, answer your questions. So it's just hard for me to monitor the chat box. Okay, Weebly. This is my favorite, you guys. Now, there are all kinds of free website platforms out there. So sorry, it said it needed to be refreshed. There's Wix. I like Weebly just because it will let you make you can make so many pages. You can just keep making pages. So the first one we're going to go to is what I used for, what on earth is this doing? We're going to go to pages. Sorry, my computer's got gremlins today. So I use Weebly pages for, I am a builder. So I use it for building, prospecting. I also use it for travel. But you know, you don't want to send someone who wants a quote to a page that has all kinds of stuff about getting recruited. You know, that's going to turn them off right off the get-go. So, you know, you don't want to confuse your clients or confuse your potentials. And again, all of us will agree, when we first join Evolution, it's confusing enough. Information overload doesn't even touch what happens to all of us when we join the company. So you know, we want to keep it as crisp and clean as possible when we're recruiting clients and recruiting potential partners. This is how I did that. And again, it is up to you to pick which one you want. I just preferably like Weebly. So pages, come on. Okay, so this is one that I just started the other day because I have 2 group cruises going on. So I'm making them actually a website. That's just what I've done so far. So we're going to go to build. And this is how easy it is, you guys. So I like the top. I like that. Traveler reservation form and forms. So if they would click here, it would go to another page. But, you know, I don't have it up here. So we would actually create a whole nother page up there. Options, partner agent contacts. We are going to do this one because we already have a contact box. So this is how easy it is. And again, it takes a little time, and it's not going to be as transparent as using like Microsoft products and things like that, because you do have to know what the buttons do. So I just want to put text in here, or let's see if it gives me a widget. Block code, social icons, installed apps. Nope. So I'm going to do text. Being obnoxious. Come on. There. You guys, I'm sorry, mine is slow. So, okay, so click here to edit. Now it's going to open up another box. This little thing right here is a link. So I want it to go to this page when they click on it because I already have it in there. So right here, okay, let me back up, sorry. So we're going to click on the box to put something in it. I'm going to click on the link, and it's already a standard page in here, so I'm going to click on standard page, and it opens up a drop down. I want the contact page to be in there. So now it's linked. And then I don't like that it's over there. I want it to be centered. So again, you just click on the box and center it. There we go. There. Now when they click on this, it's going to go to this page. And then here, we're going to add, not this, but we're going to put, I don't like this, delete. These are all things, they give you ideas. This is what I like about this. I don't like that. I do like that, but we're not going to use it because I'm going to show you what we're going to do. This happens to be a group cruise that we put together for our team. So I am going to go in here and put in, doesn't have a drop down menu. Bear with me. Contact form. Click and drag. I love it. Come on. There we go. Oh, it's being obnoxious. Oh, it went below. Hello, Helen. So in here, it has like a highlighted thing. So this is if you wanted them to answer the questions in here. Then when they hit submit, it will come to you in a form. It's already set up within the thing. So what was the other thing I wanted to show you? Drop down box. Here we go. Oh, I'm gonna have to move it. Okay. I'm gonna have to close my curtains, you guys. I can't see my screen. Hang on one second. There. The sun moved around that side of the house. I was having a problem seeing the screen. Okay, so this is a drop-down menu. And, oops. The first title, I'm just gonna put, whoop. And again, it takes a little while to get used to it, you guys. What on earth? Oh, field title. We're just going to do 2, so. Here, so when they click on this and click the drop-down menu, oh, come on. They're going to see what their choices are. I am having a hard time with the computer today. 3, predefined options, there we go. I just want done. Good Lord. I'm having a hard time with the computer today. Okay, there we go. Good Lord. Because we're in edit. So, but anyway, when they click on it, it's going to open it up so that they can see the drop-down menus and they can choose their people. So, in the contact. And then, of course, I erased all that other crap because I was clicking happy. So we're just going to get rid of this. And this. This. I want to leave that one. Anyways. So, and then this is a contact form, and it gives you form options, confirmation, the message. So this is saving everything for you. It does the little saved forms and everything in there for you. Trying to do it quick, you guys, sorry. So let's go to where is my Lord. Sure, and then I'm making it look hard. Alrighty, let's go to one that I've already got done. How's that? Because then that'll be much easier. Then you can see how they work. But so this is the page that I use for my potential partners. I send them to this website. So, but again, in here, you can create all these little links, you guys. That's what I was, my computer's just being a butt today. And I'm on my old computer because it's, if you guys saw my desktop, it's like overloaded with information. So if you'd like a quote, I did have it in the bottom, referral program. And then we're just going to go back up to contact when they click on this one. There's the enrollment link if they want to join the company. And then this has all my contact information. And this is just another website. And again, you guys, you can keep creating different websites with different names. I don't know how many of you were with us when the exclusive travel rates link was no good on Facebook because someone reported it. Were any of you with us then?
Yeah, I was.
This is how I got around that, because I just went and created a Weebly page and I uploaded my Weebly link in Facebook and they followed that. And the very first thing that was on, the only thing that was on that Weebly page was the exclusive travel rates link.
Okay, great.
So you can create these pages for whatever you want to use them for.
I have a question.
Go
You're
ahead.
doing a great job. With the domain name, do you have to have .weebly.com attached, or can you just have your regular domain name?
Okay, and again, when you go into join, it's going to give you the breakdowns to answer your question for the cost. So if you use the Weebly.com in your domain name, it is free. If you don't want the Weebly.com, they have several different ways that you can do them, and many of them are very cost effective. I personally, like I said, I like free, so I use the Weebly.com. And then I forgot, but Dwayne sent me the little thing, the bit.ly, you can shorten your email or your links, you know, to like a 7-digit or 8-digit number instead of writing out corporate incentives, Weebly.com / blah, blah, blah. And then it's just a short little set of numbers, and that's free as well.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Tonya,
Yes.
do they offer a helpline at all if you have questions?
You know, that's a good question. I have never had to call them. I actually have figured everything out when I was in there. Let me go back to home. Where's the login thing here? So it's not going to let me do it from this point. But yes, let me get back to the other Weebly. Bear with me. So here we go. Insight, newsletters and promotions. I thought I saw, bear with me. Insight. Support, there it is.
Okay. Great, thank you so much.
Yep, I've never clicked on it, so I'm seeing where it takes me. There we go, as a search box. So I don't know if it's just things, but then up here it has a contact us box. There you go, kind of like our back office one.
Okay,
So, yep.
thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, you guys, I know that was kind of very crazy, but do you get the gist of how it works, and do you have any questions? Everybody's good?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I was wondering, with the Weebly, do you have to, when you first go in, do you sign up for it? Or you just go in and start using it?
As soon as you go in, I think it gives you, here, let's go back here. Let me see if I can get to just the plain Weebly since I already have an account. Or if it's going to take me to my saved pages. There we go. So, free website builder. Again, sorry for the delay. It's the trade-off for living in a beautiful country. Yeah, it's going to take me to my site because it's saved down there. But you simply just make yourself a log in, and then it says get started. It has like some tutorials in there. So it's real simple to use. And like I said, just get in and mess with it, you guys. You're not going to screw anything up. And the first time I did mine, I published it and then went on and looked at it like someone else was looking at it. and I didn't like the way things looked, so I just went in and edited it. You know, you can just click on this little thing that says edit site and go in and edit it before you publish it. You can preview it. Once it's published, you can log into it and change it.
If you wanted to do a vacation website and add Jotform or something like that, could you add it to this?
They already have them built in. You can create. This is what I used before I learned about Jotforms. So when you're in the forms, it has the drop-down things. You can collect everything except for signatures and credit card information here.
Okay.
It will let you make, did you see my corporate? Here, hang on, let's go back to that one.
Tanya?
Yep.
You have the
Do what?
Tanya, you're having some feedbacks.
If everyone can get your line, is that better?
Yes, that's much better.
Okay.
Yes, a little bit more.
Let me see if I can. There we go. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to show you in this one what I'm talking about. With all these right here, you can put whatever you want. You know, you can put name, address. I don't know why it's doing it. Hang on one second.
Not everyone has the problem.
Can everyone mute, please? All right. Perfect. So these are the forms, and then let's scroll down because I have some different ones. Same thing, it's just name, email, comment. It lets you slide over whatever you want to put in there. You know, so you can put more check boxes. You can add as many check boxes as you want and change these fields. And then you can allow it to collect only numbers. You can allow it to collect only letters. You know, you kind of tell it what to do as you progress through the box. It goes step by steps. It won't let you finish until you complete the steps needed to be done. Then when you're all done, you just hit the, let me see if I have it in this one. I don't think I have anything in that one. Yeah, I don't have any links in this one or any drop downs, but it will let you create the forms just like in Jotforms. The only thing is it goes right to your email. You know, you don't have a spot like in Jotform where you can go and get it. It goes right to your email when someone submits something from these sites. Any other questions, you guys? Did that answer your question, first of all? I'm sorry.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Any other questions on Weebly, you guys? Okay. We're going to go to Jotforms. So these are my forms. Now, on the free version of Jotform, it will only allow you to have 5 active forms. However, you can create a Jotform account with a different email. So I have a Jotform account for Tonya@adventurestravels.net. I have a Jotform account for tkdelphous@gmail. So I have 10 forms that I can use. So the first one, I'm just going to go in here and show you exactly what I see. This also goes to my email. I'm showing you the end product, and then we're going to go in and make one. So individual traveler reservation form. This is what I send to all my clients to fill out before I give them a quote. So again, it just has basic information, you guys. Basic information, and then I have it all here. I can print this. I can copy and paste into my spreadsheets if I want. Down here at the bottom, it will let you save them as CSV, PDFs, or Excel format. So this is great. This is how I put them into my spreadsheets. It has all the information in there. So that's the finished product with Jotforms. So let's go back to my forms. And let's see, which one? Add-on choices. These are for my thing. Traveler reservation preferences. That one I canceled. Marketing incentives and business startup. Let me see what this one is. So this one was a test. Okay. So I'm going to go back to that one. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't getting rid of something that I needed. So bear with me. So we are going to go into this one. Now, when you guys start, it'll just say create form, and that's where you will go. I can't go there because I already have 5, but this is where you would go to create a form. We're simply going to go in and change one of mine. So I'm going to click it and hit edit, and then it will take me to the same page that you guys will be at when you click create form. Maybe. There we go. Oh, this was Dwayne's. Okay, yeah, because these were when we were selling the marketing things. So let me not change that one. I better go back. Form builder. We'll just go back home. Are you guys still with me?
Yes.
Yes, we're here.
We're here.
Gotcha. So I have 2 authorization form, traveler reservation. Sorry. Trying to think which one I want to get rid of here. Okay, we're going to get, no, I need that one for now. Darn it. This one, okay. Good Lord. Thank you for being patient, you guys. I hear the Jeopardy song in my head every time I wait for my internet to load.
Well, thank you for doing the training. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay. So when you go in here to create a form, you're not going to have anything down here, of course. It's just going to say build. You know, so that's what we want to do. We want to build a form. Over here on the left, it says add form element. Simply click on it. Now, it gives you all kinds of different things. These are basic, and we're just going to scroll through here. So you see all the choices that you can put in there. You can upload files, which are, you can upload images, single choice if they have to, like a pick something. You can do drop-down menus, just text, and then here they have short entry text. All that means is they can only answer short answers. Long entry text means they could write a novel. I try to use short entry text for everything. But no, like if I have anything for like extra things that they want to talk to me about. So here you guys was like the checkbox, multiple choice. You can see this here. Drop down menus, type of airfare. Click on the drop down and they can, oh, edit options. There we go. We can fix this. Edit options. There you go. Those are the 3 that they can pick from, and they can only pick one. I need to change that because now there's basic economy, premium economy, and then first class. So, and then over here to the right, properties, and the delete. You can just click this and it'll get rid of it. So here's an example of the short text entry, you guys. I just wrote, please list any attractions you want to see, and it's a short text entry. This is short. Cruise cabin. Again, this will be a drop-down menu, and it gives them these choices. They can only pick one. Save with cruise dining. Here's a multiple choice. Cruise add-ons, because they can pick as many of these as they want. Now, dietary needs, I put as a long text entry, because I don't know the exact cutoff for short text entry. So I do this as a long, and specific needs, I do as a long text entry, because I don't want them to get halfway through their needs and then have to, be cut off. It won't let them type anymore. So let's go in here and physically add something to this. Somebody shout out what you want me to add from the basic that you don't understand or you see or you want to know how it works. Not CAPTCHA or spinner. Those are above my pay grade. Want to put an image in here? We can do that. Okay. So when you clicked on image, it opened up this whole other box on the right that's going to walk you through what you need to do. So choose a file, upload a file. We'll just use the logo. So there's the thing. It lets you do the size. You can change that. I want it to be in the center. And then it does have advanced options. So if you want different things, if you want to link it to something, you can do that. Let's do that. So we're going to link it to TPS. That's my link. Shrink, those are advanced options. There it is. Now, if someone, not inside this, but when someone clicks on this, it will take them to my website, adventurestravels.net. So, and if you don't like that, all you have to do is go over here and click, or let's see what it says on properties. So when I open the properties box, again, it opens up all the stuff that you can do with whatever it is in this box that you want to. If you want to move it, change it. I want to delete it, so I'm just going to click delete. So let's go back to add forms, and we're going to go over in payments. You can do payments through here, but I have never done so. So I don't want to teach to that or speak to that because I have never done it that way. Again, you know, I personally, and again, I had not been charging a service fee when I do things. I have now changed that, and I do that when I do it. So that's in their first initial deposit. I do a lot of cruises, and on their invoice, it'll show that they're $50, $25 will go to the cruise lines, and $25 will go to me. I simply use their credit card through my Square account or through my PayPal account to collect their money when they give me the credit card authorization for $50 to do their deposit. I do not collect anything through these sites. A lot of people are already leery because we do online business, you know, so they don't want to click a link to pay. You know what I'm saying? They want me to run their card through Carnival or through our services. So I personally, again, that's personal preference, do not use these things. I do use some of the widgets though. You can get an e-signature, and that is how I did my credit card authorization form, but it's not, actually we'll go to that one and show you when I'm done. So, but you can do all kinds of extra things in here, guys, with the widgets. You can put your terms and conditions in here. I mean, there's so many things you can do with this. I'm still learning, but you can see there's tons of things that you can do. So someone who's a little bit more tech savvy than me will really understand how to use these things. So, and I did use the e-signature. I know I'm bouncing around. Is everyone still with me?
I have a question about charging clients with the $50. So you charge and I've never booked a Carnival cruise, but when I get to the point that I'm going to start charging for my services, like the $50, I can charge that to my PayPal or my Cash app and let them know.
Not the whole 50. So for an example, let me be very specific. If Carnival requires a $25 deposit, my charge is $25. So when I send my client their invoice for the deposit, it states invoice $50. That's the total amount of the invoice. Then in the breakdown, it shows $25 will be paid to Carnival Cruise Line, $25 will be paid to Adventures Travels dot whatever my card reads. A total of $50. I use their credit card that they have given me the credit card authorization form and use their credit card and pay Carnival $25. Then I use their credit card authorization form for $25 and punch in the numbers in my Square account, and it goes in my account.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
But it is disclosed to my client. I am not hiding it, because when they get my invoice, it shows that $25 goes to Carnival and $25 comes to me.
Okay.
Huge important. You have to disclose any cost over and above the cost of the trip to your clients. Very important. You don't have to blab it all over the universe. You know what I'm saying? And say, oh, you're paying me $25 and you don't have to do it that way. It's all about presentation. I tell them $50 deposit. When they're ready to deposit, I send them an invoice. On the invoice, and they were fine with the $50 deposit. So It shows how it will be split up. Then I've had people ask, oh, do you get $25 every time? No, ma'am, just the first one on the deposit. Everything else goes direct to Carnival.
Okay.
That's the biggest opposition I've ever had to doing it that way since I instituted charging a service fee.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the last thing you want to do, and again, this is the last thing you want to do is get in trouble for not being transparent with your clients. So, okay, here is the authorization form. We're going to click on this just so I can show you what I did. For those of you who follow me, I made my own traveler reservation form from the form in the back office in your travel cafe. I combined it with the checklist that's also located in your travel cafe so that I had a little bit more information so I could quote a client. And then with the credit card authorization form, I don't have fax capabilities out here. I live in the sticks. Hardly anyone has a landline phone. So as you all know, it's very, very critical about sending and transmitting full credit card information. This is how I got around it. It doesn't say anything about a credit card, credit card. It doesn't say credit card anywhere on this form. It does not say credit card anywhere on this form. And it does not say credit card authorization anywhere on this form, but it implies that. So this is what I send my clients for authorization. It collects their name, their email, their phone number. I already have their address, their driver's license. I already have all these things. These are things that I collect from my clients before I ever start doing a quote. All I ask them to do is put in their last 4 digits and sign. I print this form out, and then I get them on the telephone and get the remaining for the remaining 12 digits of their card, their CVV number, and the expiration date, and I handwrite it on their authorization. So no information is being transmitted, and no full card information is being transmitted over an unsecure medium. That is how I've gotten around the credit card authorization form securely. And I still use it. Well, I just started using TravelJoy, so it's taken the place of a lot of these forms I've already used. But like I said, if you're not in a position to pay the fee for TravelJoy, because I think it's $30 a month if you pay by the month and $25 a month if you pay by the year. But that's one annual payment, one payment a year. So, it can be a little pricey. And when you're first starting out, you don't want to spend that kind of money. These things that I have just given to you are located in several different locations on your computer. So I'm going to let you girls have a little sneak peek of my nightmare. So let me see if I can get to let me get rid of this. So here is my dashboard, my desktop. So you see what a mess this is. Then we're going to go to just my clients. I mean, you guys can see my computer is jam-packed full of crap and it's dying. Literally, I had to buy a new computer. So this is just clients alone. So here you go. That's all my clients taking up space on my computer. But then let's go one step further. Let's see, who can I click on here? Let's go to, where's McMillan's? Janice, there they are. So I have all this information, then I have all this information, then I have all this information. So you see what I'm saying? It takes up so much space on my computer. And as you can see, I have quite a few clients. So I am booking quite a bit of travel. So that is why I looked at TravelJoy, simply because I'm ruining my computers, literally. My file cabinets are overflowing because I was so afraid my computer's gonna take a crap. Now with TravelJoy, okay, first of all, before we get out of, before I keep going further in, does anyone have any questions about Jotforms?
No.
No questions? Okay. Okay. So, and again, I highly suggest, you know, and I don't know, are any of you from an accounting background?
Yes, I have.
No.
Yes,
So,
I have.
you know, and I don't know how old all of you are, but when I learned accounting, you learned everything on the little pieces, the graph papers, the spreadsheet, you know, doing them the old fashioned way is what people call it now.
Yes.
You know, the paper trail way. But when the modern day QuickBooks, Quicken, when the new things came in, yeah, I love it. The only thing I'm going to tell you is when you don't have internet or shit goes down, you're SOL. Sorry for my French. So, you know, to learn it the hard way does have its benefits. You know, so I'm not totally 100% into automation and internet and online yet, you guys. So kind of remember that when I do my trainings, because I am pro paperwork because you'll always have it. So with that being said, now that I'm starting to use TravelJoy, I like the fact that I can print it or save the information into spreadsheets. So it still serves my purpose. So this was one that I was just starting to do, you guys. Let me go back to home. Okay. Have any of you even watched the what I might do? Have you, oh shoot, okay. I'm gonna show this TravelJoy 101. Has anyone seen this video?
No.
I'm gonna show you this video because it's gonna explain much better than I can the overview, and then we can kind of go through questions. Will that work for everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Okay. And I love their tutorials. So just so you guys know, I love this company. They are expanding and doing new things. So some of the things that are available on TravelJoy now are not on the webinar. I just want to tell you that. But then they have a 201, and then they have an advanced one. You know, so they have tutorials for everything. I love it. It walks you through doing everything step by step. So let's go to 101. Here we go.
So what you're looking at right now is a TravelJoy dashboard. So over the next 40 to 45 minutes, we're going to be going over the dashboard, the left side menus, and the workflow of a trip. There are a few things that we're not going to be covering today, and we'll go over that momentarily as well. The things that we're not going to be covering today are going to be advanced features, and I'm going to show you guys how to get a leg up on learning those advanced features momentarily as well. For now, let's go ahead and jump into the dashboard. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so this will be a little easier to read on your side. And what you're going to see on the dashboard is just a few things. We're going to see a list of trip stages up here, some boxes that denote who a trip is waiting on currently, and then we're going to see the actual list of trips. So I'm going to be moving through all these very quickly. If you have a question along the way, click the Ask a Question button at the bottom of Crowdcast. Ask your question there, and I will definitely
Don't do that.
We're looking at the dashboard right here. This top section contains trip stages, and there's 7 trip stages here. This is the fairly standard workflow that we set forth to recreate in TravelJoy. So the inquiry stage is basically the same thing as a lead stage. Trips go here when they're not booked yet. So if you have a client reach out and inquire about booking a trip, they're in the lead or inquiry stage right here. After you followed up with them, sent them a proposal, they've approved it, and so on, these trips automatically move through these stages. The last one here, client departed, means that their departure date has been reached and there's no further action necessary for the trip. Now, if you're starting out your workday and you want to head back to the proposals that have been approved and start building invoices for those, which we'll go over later, you can click on proposal approved right here and you'll see the 5 trips that are in that status. So you can start working on the trips and kind of organize your day around where trips are within the workflow. Now, if you ever find yourself looking at the dashboard thinking, I should have like 20 trips here, why is there only 5? Come over here and click all for the trip stages and click all for the waiting on stages here. And that will kind of uncover all of your trips. We do get that question a lot, so that's a little pro tip to start your day out. Now, if this does not match your workflow up here, that's okay. You can change the trip stages once you've adjusted to TravelJoy and kind of know what you want out of it. You can come up here to the little gear beside the word dashboard, and you can move these trip stages around. You can rename them, change the description. You can even click the trash can to delete stages or click add stage to add another stage. And then click save when you're done, and you'll be able to set up the workflow to mimic exactly what you do day to day. Now, for the most part, trips move between these stages automatically, but you can move them manually. I'll show you that later when we're working on a trip. The next thing down here is who a trip is waiting on. Put very simply, this
Tonya, I'm sorry, it's not audible.
never have to touch it.
Huh,
Here's how
hang
it
on.
works. If you send a client anything, whether it is an
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you, but the video sound is not audible.
Huh,
It's very low.
very low. I don't know how to, let me minimize this and see if I can turn up my volume. Oops, wrong one. Okay.
email and invoice, a proposal.
Is that better?
That trip is now waiting on the client. If the client does anything in return, like
No.
payment, approve the proposal,
I could hear it okay.
Yeah, I can hear it okay too.
Okay.
I can too.
I'll just watch it on TravelJoy.
Okay, hon.
trip is now waiting on you. So really what this is a sort of list of notifications for trips where the client made the last move. So if you click on waiting on me, you'll see that I have 11 trips over here that are waiting on me to respond because the last movement on those trips was from the client. So it's just another quick and easy way to organize your day. If you need to follow up with clients you haven't heard from in a while, you can click waiting on client, scroll down to these ones you haven't heard from in 2 to 3 months, follow up with them. So again, just another great tool to organize your day. Now, one final thought on trip stages and who a trip is waiting on. Despite the fact that everything changes automatically, sometimes you're going to get a phone call. For example, Amanda Lynn's Denver trip here, proposal sent, and the client gives me a call and says, you know what, I looked at it, I think it's great, so go ahead and approve that for me and send me an invoice. You can come over here and click where it says proposal sent, change it to proposal approved. So just in case you ever need to manually change a trip stage, you have the option right there. But for the most part, you'll never have to do that. So that does bring us to the next section down here, which is the trip dashboard. This is where you see all of your active trips. You can sort these by the client, by the departure date, by the last time they were updated. You can click twice to go from least recently updated to most recently updated. And this just means any message has been sent either by you or by the client. So it's a good way to keep track of your most active trips. Now, one more thing I'd like to throw out as we're looking here is Amanda Lynn's San Diego trip has a departure date of February 27th, but we don't know when she returns. Another little pro tip here, another little trick is you can hover over that and see the return date. So that trip is February 27th to March 7th. If you want to archive a trip, so say for example, this trip down here where the client already departed, we'll call it the sample group trip down here. Client departed, trip's over, March 31st, client came back, everybody's happy. You can click the archive button, and you'll see that you have a few different options here. So either the client canceled or it was outside the budget, or the best case scenario that the trip has been completed. When you click that, you'll see that the trip just completely disappears. That's what you do when you're done with the trip. Whether it was canceled or completed, you archive it. That leads to a question: where do you find your archived trips? Well, right up here, top right corner, you have an archive button. When you click here, you can see all the trips that you've canceled, marked completed, or whatever else you've done with them to take them out of your active trips. This helps if Amanda Lynn reaches back out a year from now and says, hey, where did I stay in San Juan? You can go to your archive trips for Amanda Lynn, open that up and see that she stayed at Hilton, the Condado, and book that hotel for her again. So you have that information there at your fingertips whenever you need it. You can go ahead and click active over here to come back to your active trips. And that's everything on the dashboard except for one last button. That is the show groups button right here. Now, some of the trips that you're seeing over here, such as Amanda, Lynn, and Alan both having the Maldives cruises here, these are both part of a group, but they're not grouped together right now. I just see all of the trips in the big list. If I click the show groups button, it bundles together the trips that are part of groups and collapses them, so you can navigate your dashboard a little bit easier. This is especially helpful if you have very large groups. So that's everything on the dashboard. We're going to come over and talk about the left side menu now, but before we do, I wanted to share just a quick thought with you. There's two things that we're not going to be going over that are part of the left side menu today, and three things kind of overarching that we're not going to be going over today because they're advanced features. So the templates here, just very quickly, templates are building blocks that are completely reusable within Travel.
I'm just going to pause them for a second, you guys. So I don't know about you guys, but when I first started, I had a real hard time with keeping track of my follow-ups or lose track of time. Again, most of us work other jobs and do other things. And before you know it, 7 days has passed, 9 days has passed. We don't want that to happen with our clients, especially once you've sent them a quote, because the quote's not going to be any good. You want to get them that day, the next day, maybe even, the third day. But this is really, really, really helpful because it tells you, where you're at in the process. So I did advance and I use the reminder on my phone now, the calendar on my phone. For those of you who aren't going to use TravelJoy or can't use TravelJoy right now, the calendar feature on my phone has been great for reminders for anything, for follow-ups with clients, for follow-ups with potentials, for anything I need to do. I set the reminder in my phone and set the alarm to go off 15 minutes before I need to do it.
TravelJoy. So if you send one particular email a lot or send one particular form a lot, if you need to learn how to modify those forms and build custom ones from scratch, or you need to learn how to build a task list template from scratch, those are all advanced features, and we will be talking about those in TravelJoy 201. The same goes for reports. So under the commissions and sales reports, you can enter your commission information, so when it's expected to be paid, who the supplier is, the booking date, all that good stuff, and that is something that we cover in TravelJoy 201. The third major thing that we cover in TravelJoy 201 is groups in general. So creating group booking pages, reading group statuses, and everything of that nature to do with groups is part of TravelJoy 201. So the next question.
So how many here have done groups? Has anyone here booked a group yet?
I'm working on one now that's a major group. So this would be a great help.
Yes. Yeah, and he's not going to go over that in this section. That's kind of why I wanted to interrupt his thing, and I really appreciate you guys with your patience. So, like I said, I try to be very informal. I try to teach like you were sitting right next to me on the couch. Makes it a little easier and a little less stressful on both ends. So, the groups he's not going to go over in this one, but you can go in. I think you can Google TravelJoy 201 and watch that video. So, because they are quite lengthy, but this really goes over a lot of great information that you will also use while you're doing, while you're in the group. So it's definitely beneficial to watch.
Okay, thank you.
And for, the reason I stopped him is I do groups a lot, and this has saved my brain. So, and again, I do everything the old-fashioned way, and someone on this call, very thankfully, is going to show me how to save room on my computer so that my new one don't look like this old one. But
Tonya, my desktop looks exactly like yours. At first, I thought it was my desktop I was looking at.
Yeah, and every week, Nola, every Sunday, I go in and clean that off. So that's only since last Sunday. So, but again, I have a hard time going and finding crap. So I always put it on the desktop when I need to find it to upload it or do whatever, with my posts. A lot of them on there are photographs, pictures, things that I post on Facebook. But yeah, that's by the way, I clean it off every Sunday.
Having too many files like that on the computer slows it down tremendously.
Exactly. And literally this one is about, it was about ready to die. That's why I bought a new one. But
and another one for everyone to know that they should have everything, all the files in a SD or on a disk or something, because if your computer crashes, everything else crashes, unless you have your files in Google Docs or in something.
Yeah.
I
bought and off subject. I bought a passport, which is like it's like I don't know, a gazillion trigabytes or whatever. I'm not techie, but it'll save like 2 computers worth of information. So I bought that. It's a little tiny backup system, and it was only like $20, $29 or something like that. So I'm going to continue with the video, ladies.
Okay, thanks.
And of course is, well, where's TravelJoy 201 and when is TravelJoy 201? So that's what I wanted to show you before we get started here. You have 2 choices for TravelJoy 201. The first one is that you can join us every other Tuesday, or every other Thursday, my apology, every other Thursday at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 11 o'clock Pacific, at the link that I just posted in chat. That's when we do our live one. We will be doing a live TravelJoy 201 tomorrow. However,
now, what these things he's talking about, ladies, they're uploaded in their site and they're uploaded online. And then the only other thing I wanted to point out is a day after I registered inside my 7-day free trial. Oh, and I do have a link. So it's a discount link. If someone on your team, please reach out to your team first and ask someone on your team if they have a TravelJoy link. If they do not, message me and I will give you mine. It will give you a 7-day free trial. And then it will give you half off for 3 months. So that means instead of $30 for the first 3 months, it's only $15. But the second day after I signed up in my free trial, Alan from TravelJoy called me and asked me if I had questions. They have a little blue box just like we have at Evo, but they are Johnny on the spot answering you. And he gives you a phone number. They give you all kinds of support when you get hung up.
however, if you don't have time for that, don't panic. If you come over here to the tutorials tab in TravelJoy, the second video that loads up on the tutorials page is a recently recorded TravelJoy 201 webinar that you can pull up and watch on your own time. You can watch it in the middle of the night if you want to, send questions along the way. So that recorded version is always there just in case you can't make the live version. All right. So with all that kind of pointed out, I want to walk you through everything else on the left side menu, and then here in a few moments, we're going to be building our first trip. We already know what the dashboard is. We just spent some time there. The next thing down is tasks. Tasks and calendar are very, very similar because they both show a lot of the same things. If you have tasks coming up, they will be listed here. So when I go to the tasks page, I can see all, which is everything that I haven't marked completed yet. Could be a little overwhelming. So what you can also do is click on overdue or things that are due today. If you have overdue tasks, they will also show up on the Today tab by default. So we'll see that when I look at what's due today, I have a few things that were due over the course of the past week that I haven't marked completed yet. So I'm going to go ahead and mark one of those completed now. And when I click the checkbox, you'll see that it just disappears. So that task, if I ever need to go back and find it, is now listed under completed. So basically what we're looking at here is all the list of things that you have coming up so you can take a look at it when you're starting out your day. This is not where you create a task. You can, but it's not the most convenient place to do so. I'll show you how to create a task here in about 10 minutes from a trip, but this is where you go to see the tasks that you have coming up due. We're going to head to the calendar where you're going to see the same thing. You're going to see all your tasks and all your trips, as you see here. Purple is a trip. The blue here is a task, but you're also going to see a few more things on this page. For example, you're going to see Glanceover's birthday right here on March 18th, and basically this means that on the calendar you can see trips, tasks, birth dates, anniversaries, and passport expiration dates. All those things, as long as they're entered on client profiles, will show up on your calendar.
And that is huge for customer service with your clients, ladies, huge. I send birthday cards, anniversary cards, as well as post on Facebook, and they love it.
Moving down to the client list. On the client list, you're going to see a few things. And the first thing that I want to show you, this is important for a lot of people, is how to import your clients. So if you have a client list already saved in a CSV or an Excel spreadsheet and you want to upload that and just let us handle it, you can do that. But it does take a special step. What we're going to do on the Clients tab is we're going to click Add Client, Client Import. This is the important part. You're going to see instant and custom options here. If you want an instant import, this will not work with the CSV that you already have saved on your computer. To use an instant import, what you're going to want to do is download our blank spreadsheet. And on our blank spreadsheet, you'll notice there's headers all the way across the top: first, middle, last name, address, city, state, etc. Paste your client information into our form, save it, and then upload it, and all of your clients will be imported instantly. So that's what the instant import does. Now the custom import, on the other hand, is going to allow you to take the CSV or spreadsheet file that you already have and just give it to us. You don't have to do any work, don't have to modify it at all. Just add it to the custom tab, and in 3 to 5 business days, we will manually add your clients for you. So that's the difference between instant and custom import. If you're using your own spreadsheet, just make sure to click custom first. So now that we've talked about importing clients, I want to take a look at Amanda Lynn's profile here really quick. So Amanda Lynn is our completely made up client that we'll be using very heavily today for examples. You'll see that she has 28 trips in her history with me. We'll see her email address, her phone number, and her date of birth all listed right here. You'll see that she has credit card information on file, which is what the little credit card icon means here. And you'll see that we can edit or delete Amanda Lynn's profile. Now here's one little tidbit of advice. You can't delete a client's profile if they have active trips. You'll get an error message. If they have trips, you cannot delete them because then the trips will be orphaned and the system doesn't really account for that. So it's a kind of a safety mechanism. Now, editing Amanda Lynn's client profile, this involves clicking on the pencil icon here and adding in any information you want. So if you want to add address, website, social media profiles, come down here and you can add her wedding anniversary. So let's say that Amanda Lynn got married a little while ago and I just managed to click too fast. There we go. April 22nd, 2018 is her wedding anniversary. So I just pop that in here and click save, and now that's added to her profile permanently. That's how you edit profiles. One last thing to point out on the client page here is if you ever accidentally have a duplicate client. So for example, I have Armando Lynn here twice. I can come up here to the 3 dots and click merge client profile. So it'll ask which one to keep and which one is the duplicate. So I'm going to type in Armando, and I'm going to choose the one with the email address on file as the one to keep, and I'm going to choose the one without it as the duplicate. Click next and review the changes that it pops up for me to make sure everything makes sense, and then click merge clients. So what happens now is there's only one Armando and all his information is saved there, so that can come in handy if you ever have duplicates. All right. So we've already talked about how templates and reports will be part of TravelJoy 201 tomorrow. You can also watch the recording of those on the tutorials page here. There's nothing else over here on the left side that's super important except for bank information. Now I want to preface this to say that not everybody will need to follow the next step. The only way you'll need to do this next step is if you're collecting payments that go directly into your bank account. I know that doesn't apply to all agents and agencies. So if you're collecting funds that are going to go straight into your bank account, you'll want to go to Settings and Bank Info. We will not allow you to send an invoice that collects direct payments until we know where to send that money. So as we're looking here at the Bank Info page, you'll see that there's a lot of information required. You'll have to choose an account type, whether it's personal or business, a business type, whether it's an S Corp, sole proprietorship, whatever that may be there. Add your EIN if it's a business account. And then down at the bottom, I just wanted to point out really quickly that it does ask for your social security number and the last 4 digits of your social.
And I wanted to pause them, ladies, where it says about sending the money. We are not the host agency, so we don't do that. He is not, they will not send the payments on our behalf to the supplier. It simply captures the information. We do it just like we would do this any other way. We get their credit card authorization form, and then we make payment to the client. I just want to be very clear about that, because we are registering as an agent, not an agency. So we don't have those kind of authorities or those kinds of credentials in place to be able to do that. Archer Travel could do that, but we as independent agents cannot.
Social security number. And we often get questions as to whether this is required. I just wanted to take a moment to let everybody know this is required by federal law. We can't skip it. So if you don't provide your social, unfortunately, we cannot process payments. This has been federal law since 2003, and there's no way around that. So just in case anybody had that question. All right, that's everything on the left side menu. I'm going to come back up to the dashboard here, and what I'm going to do next is create a trip. This is the fun part. Now we actually get to start getting into the part where you're creating a trip and going through the standard workflow. When you create a trip, all you have to do is come up to the top left and click Create Trip. Pretty simple, right? So when we're creating the trip here, we're going to need a couple of things. We're going to need the client's name, the trip's name, and then we're going to have to choose a photo for the trip. So let's just say that we're going to have a trip for Amanda Lynn, of course, and she is going to the Outer Banks. So we'll call this Amanda Lynn's OBX trip. And that waterfall probably doesn't remind you too much of coastal Carolina area here. So we're going to click Choose Photo, and we're going to search for Outer Banks and see what we get. Perfect. So what we've got right here is a handful of pictures that are curated from a website called Pixabay. These are royalty-free. You're allowed using them without asking for special permission or paying any sort of royalties. So I want to choose one of the Corolla Wild Horses here and make this the header image for the trip. Now you want to go with wide pictures, wide format pictures instead of tall, narrow pictures, and I'll show you why momentarily here. We're going to go ahead and click Create Trip. And now the good thing about this photo is it's going to show up at the top of every invoice, proposal, and form that you send to Amanda Lynn. So it's going to help her get excited about the trip, remind her of the destination that she's going to. So what we have right now is the basic trip page. You've probably already seen this for your test trip. There's nothing here yet except these empty tabs. Before I explain what the tabs are for, I want to send something to the client first so that all these tabs will make a lot more sense. What I'm going to send first is a client inquiry form. That's the stage that we're in after all. Anytime you need to send a form to a client, come over here to the blue Create button, click Create, then Form. On the next page, you're going to have a list of all your forms. Select Client Inquiry, and then click Next, Review Email. So what we've done right now is we've created a client inquiry form specifically to send to Amanda Lynn, and now we're about to send it. This email comes up and explains to Amanda Lynn exactly what this form is and what to do with it. Now you'll notice that when we send a proposal, the email will tell them it's a proposal. When we send an invoice, it will tell them it's an invoice. You don't have to worry about any of that. The invoices or the emails that accompany these different forms tell the client what they're for automatically. So you're good to go. However, if there's anything in here you want to change, like if you happen to know that Amanda prefers to go by Mandy, you can change that. You can come down here and click send. So just in 30 seconds here, we've sent our first form. I'm going to come over here to Amanda Lynn's inbox. Remember, she's completely fictional, so we're not violating any privacy here. And we're going to open up Amanda Lynn's email and see, I'd love to know more about your needs, and if I could be a good fit, please fill out this inquiry form. So Amanda Lynn's going to open this up. The first thing you're going to see is the branding at the top of the page. This is the first thing that the client's going to see as well. See the photo that we picked out, our agency logo, her information. The next thing that she sees is who she's filling out this form for. By default, she'll be filling out the form for herself. This is another question we very often get from first-time TravelJoy users is, I'm trying to create a form that asks for 4 people's names, 4 people's phone numbers, 4 people's birth dates, 4 people's passwords. And as you can imagine, for a client, that's extremely difficult to keep everything straight and make sure you're putting the right client's information in the right boxes when there's upwards of 80 questions. So what we do instead here at TravelJoy is that you create a form, and the form has questions that are answerable by 1 person. When the client submits the form, they can click Add Traveler and submit it again. That way there's no question who they're currently filling out the form for. I'll show you right now. So we're going to say that she wants to go to Outer Banks. And she wants to go, let's say late August.
I'm getting it.
Her departure city is Cleveland. And there are 2 travelers.
Grab us on the computer.
We can leave the rest of these questions blank and just go ahead and submit the form. And here's what Amanda Lynn's going to see next. This works whether it is an inquiry form, whether it's a travel insurance form, a passport info form. Regardless, she's going to see, oh, I can go ahead and add my second traveler right here. So she can hit that button. And she can add Armando Lynn. We can leave all the other information the same and submit the form. So now the client has submitted information on both herself and her relative that's going to be coming with her. I'm going to close that, delete the email, come back to my inbox here and hit refresh. And now I can tell you what all these nifty tabs are. So looking at Amanda Lynn's trip page, the first thing you're going to see is the messages tab. That's where you're going to land by default. Think of the messages tab as text messages flipped upside down. So think of your phone. And with a text message, the newest message is always at the bottom, and then you type your reply right under that. And this is the same thing, except the newest message is at the top, and you type your message back right above it. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here. And what we're going to see is that today, February 20th, if I hover over this date stamp here at 2:22 p.m., I sent this message. Now we know I sent it because the little icon over here to the right is me. That's how you know who sent the message, is the icon over to the right. Now you'll see what the message said, you'll see which form was attached, and you'll see that she opened it at 2:22 p.m. as well. So you can see when the client opens the form. Now if we scroll up a little bit, you're going to see more details for Amanda Lynn's OBX trip. And her icon is over here on the left, which means this is a reply from the client. If you hover over the date, again, you'll see that she submitted this at 2:24 p.m. And if we scroll down, we'll see her answers. We'll see Amanda Lynn's client inquiry form. Now let's scroll up a little bit more, because remember, she submitted this twice. Again, more details for Amanda Lynn's OBX trip. She submitted this at 2:24, but if you scroll down, you'll see this is Armando Lynn's client inquiry form. And since it was the last thing submitted, it's at the top of the page. Anytime you send a form, proposal, or inquiry, it will appear here. Anytime the client replies, makes a payment, approves something, it will also appear here. The newest stuff will always be at the top. Now, if you just need to send the client a message with no form attached, just a quick message to say hello, give me a call, whatever, you can click where it says type your message here. And just click send. It's that easy. That will send to Amanda Lynn. And when she writes back, her message will be the most recent thing here. And you will also get an email notification letting you know that Amanda Lynn has replied. There's the message we just sent. We'll go ahead and delete that for now. Okay, so that's the messages tab. You're also going to see on the messages tab the list of travelers on this trip. So you have Amanda Lynn and Armando Lynn over here. Next, we're going to move to the files tab. The client has submitted 2 different client inquiry forms, Amanda Lynn and Armando Lynn. So those are both listed here. Anytime you send a proposal or invoice, that will be listed here as well. And when the client replies, you'll see their answers listed here into the files as well. So this is where you go to see all the forms, proposals, and invoices you've sent, and to open those up and check out the client's progress on each of those. So that's all that the files tab is really for. Tasks. This is specific to this trip. Now, I told you earlier that I would show you how to add a task. This is where you do it. So let's just say, for example, that when Amanda Lynn gets back from the Outer Banks, we are going to want to send her a welcome home email, asking for a referral or whatever it may be. I'm going to go ahead and add a task right now called send welcome home email just by typing it in right here and clicking add. We're not done yet. Notice it doesn't have a due date. Now, when I open this up to add a due date, it's going to give me a little bit of a warning message. So I'm just going to click on this, and I'm going to click set relative due date so you can see the message. Your trip is missing a starter end date. What this means is that even though Amanda Lynn told us she wanted the trip August 22nd through 29th, we haven't actually added that and accepted that as the trip start and end date just yet. So if we're setting a relative due date, for example, one day after the trip end date, that's not actually going to give this task a due date yet because we don't know what the trip end date is. That's the reason that that warning popped up. So we'll take care of that momentarily. In the meantime, we've set a relative due date for one day after the trip end date, which is fine. It will automatically adjust when we add an end date. If I click save right now, here's what would happen. I would get an email the day after she gets back that says, hey, send her the welcome home email. And from there, I'd have to go log into TravelJoy, pull up her trip, pull up that message, and then click send. It sounds like a lot of work. So here's how we can make it even easier. We would add an action at the bottom of the task. And the action would be send email, and then it's going to ask which email to send, the welcome home email. So now what's going to happen is one day after the trip end date, I'm going to get an email saying, hey, send Amanda Lynn that welcome home email, click here to do it. And I'm just going to click that button. It's going to pull up her account, pull up her trip, pull up that email. And all I have to do is click send. So I just saved myself like 6 steps. So remember, there's no due date here yet. If we ever need to go back and change the dates for a trip, here's how to do it. 3 dots right beside the create button. You can come in here and click edit trip. And this is where you add additional travelers, add confirmation number, change the name of the trip, add it to a group, anything you want to do to the trip, you do in the edit trip menu. For now, we're just going to fast forward to August, and we are going to set the trip date August 22nd through 29th. Click save, and now the page refreshes here, and we have a due date, one day after the trip date. So that's how tasks work. We'll be talking tomorrow about importing task list templates that we've created. So I recommend checking out TravelJoy 201 to make that process even easier. The calendar, just very simply put, the calendar for a trip only shows things related to that trip instead of showing things related to all trips. So when it comes forward to August, you'll see the trip, you'll see the task, but you won't see anything related to other trips because this is the calendar for this trip only. And then the last thing is just the private notes tab. You can type your notes in here. So if you're on the phone with the client and they provide some information, or you're on the phone with the supplier and they provide some information, you can type up some private notes here. Click save, and every note that you type in will be saved, time-stamped, and you can edit or delete any note that you create. So you can keep your notes clean, keep them edited, and you can always find out exactly when you added them as well. So that's all the different tabs going across on the trip here. You see inquiry and waiting on client right now. The reason this is in the waiting on client status is because I sent Amanda Lynn an email that said hi. That means we're waiting for her to reply. Again, this all changes automatically. What we're going to do next is send the client a proposal. So we're going to click Create Proposal now. Now, the reason we're sending a proposal is because now the client has let us know when they want to go, where they want to go. Now we need to let them know, hey, this is what the itinerary looks like. This is what the pricing looks like. Do you like it? So what we're looking at right now is the proposal creation screen. And just really quickly, there's 3 ways to make a proposal with TravelJoy. You can create a proposal on your computer as a PDF or Word document. You can also create a proposal using a third-party itinerary builder, such as Travify. The third way to do it is to copy and paste information right from the supplier. I'm about to show you all 3 ways. Very, very simple stuff. Itinerary type here is the distinguishing factor. So you're going to choose an itinerary type. If you're making an itinerary on your desktop that's a PDF or a Word document, you're going to choose the file upload type right here. And then you're going to save that file and drag it into this big box. That's it. You're good to go. The next option is web link. So just like before, instead of dragging the file in, this time you're going to drag a link in. So if you use something like Travify, third-party itinerary builder that gives you a URL to share with your client, a link to share with your client, you can paste that link right in this box here. And you're all set again. And now the advantage of doing it this way, instead of just sending the link straight to your client, is that the client will be able to open this up and they'll be able to ask a question or approve the proposal at the top right corner after reviewing the itinerary details. And all that information will be tracked in TravelJoy. So it's just kind of almost a little pseudo integration to speed your day up a little bit. Now, the third type is new document. And at first glance, this looks like a big empty box to type whatever you wanted to and build your itinerary from scratch, which is possible, but could take a while. There's another way you can use this. And that's why I have Google Flights open. So I don't know for sure the closest airport to Outer Banks. So I'm just going to type in Outer Banks and see what we get here. August 22nd through 29th. I'm going to change this to 2 passengers. Sun. Oh, no results. Let's look at North Carolina here and see what we get. I would say Greenville was going to be the best option. Okay. Got trips with 1 stop in Charlotte. We're going to copy all of this information here, all the way down to the baggage control. And we're just going to paste it. We're going to paste it right into that big empty box that we had. And now the client's going to be able to see that. The next thing we're going to do is click more proposal details at the bottom. So this section down here at the bottom exists whether you use the file upload method, the web link method, or the copy and paste method that we just used. This is sort of the final section, and it is optional. Let's go ahead and say that we're looking at $865 for the trip, deposit amount of $100, due date 1 week from now, and give me a call with any questions. Okay, so now we've got our proposal completely filled out. We're going to save and review email. And again, it tells her that it's a proposal. We're going to get it. So now that we've sent this, we're going to pop back over to Amanda Lynn's inbox, open it up, click view proposal, and here's what Amanda Lynn's going to see on her end. She's going to see all that branding. Notice that now the trip dates are there. She has a note right at the top, give me a call with any questions, and she sees her itinerary. Look at here, right? So keep in mind that the client's not going to be able to click these buttons to like remove flight and see things like that. We've just copied and pasted the information straight from the supplier. The one thing that she will be able to click is learn more about American bag fees, because that does come through as a link. Otherwise, this is uneditable. And the client will be able to come over and see the price, deposit, and due date. Now, we're going to assume that Amanda Lynn is stoked about this, that her and Armando are happy to be going to the Outer Banks. And instead of clicking Ask a Question, she's just going to click Approve Proposal. That's it. She's approved. So I'm going to come back over here, and you'll see that this was in the proposal sent waiting on client trip state, but I'm going to refresh my page now. And we will see that once it refreshes, it is now in the proposal approved, waiting on me stage. And we have this nice blue box letting us know that Amanda Lynn's Outer Banks trip proposal has been approved. I also have an email in my inbox letting me know about this, so I've been notified via email as well. We're at a good spot right now. The last thing we need to do is send the client an invoice, pay for it. Kind of important, right? So before we do that though, I want to send one more form really quick. I want to click Create Form. And from the drop-down list, I'm going to choose Travel Insurance Agreement or Travel Insurance Default here. Click Next, click Send. So this sends just like any other form does, but the reason I wanted to send this is I wanted to show you one more important step in the process. Now, Amanda Lynn's going to open this form, and it's going to ask her, and give the standard disclaimer as well. I understand that declining travel insurance could result in loss of travel costs, require more money to correct the situation. This is completely editable. She can accept, click here to sign. My real signature, don't copy it. And then she can submit the form. Now, here's the thing. She can also click on Add Traveler and submit an answer for Armando Lynn as well. Well, Armando is not there anymore. Let me correct myself there, that she should be able to see that. So I will have to check with the developers and see why Armando's name's not there. In any case, when we come back, what we will see is that Amanda Lynn has given us an answer that she accepts travel insurance, and we can pull up that form to see that she has indeed signed it as well. So we've got that signature on file, which can be very helpful. All right. Now we're up to the point where we're going to be making an invoice. I want to draw a distinction here really quick. So when I click Create, I'll see Invoice Direct and Invoice Supplier. On your end, you may only see Invoice Supplier right now. That's completely normal. If you don't have a bank account on file, you can't send direct invoices yet. That's what that's all about. So the difference between direct and supplier is direct is money that's going to go straight to your bank account. Supplier is basically a credit card authorization, which is by far going to be the most common invoice for many agents out there.
We will always use the supplier invoice, just so you know.
So with all of that said, when you send a supplier invoice and a direct invoice, they're almost exactly the same. So we're going to send a supplier invoice first here. There are 3 sections to pay attention to on an invoice. There's the items at the top, there's the settings in the middle in the gray box, and then there's the payment schedule at the bottom. You'll need to fill out the top and bottom section regardless of which invoice type this is. So the first thing we're going to do, of course, is add an item. So we're going to add air, right? Round trip flights. We're going to change the name to round trip flights. We are going to add a cost of $865. It's just approximate with a quantity of 2. Confirmation number, we'll just make one up here. And for flight, we can add all this information over. So we can, add the American flight information, AA 5437 and 5410. From Cleveland to, forget the airport code, so we'll just say NC. Stops in Charlotte, and we will go with 23D, 23E. Okay, so we've added all this information here. There's one more thing we might want to do before we save this, and that's come over to the commission tab. So we can type in American Airlines, set up booking date of stay, say that our expected commission is going to come in December, just for example, and it's going to be $50. Now we can save this. This is completely filled out, and the client's going to see all the details on their end when they receive this invoice. Now we can add another invoice item as well. So I'm just going to add just a standard item here. I've got the OJK Rainforest tour that I've created as a tour. And I'm going to add that. Now the reason I wanted to add 2 items here is I wanted to show you very quickly. Once you've created your invoice with everything you need, air, hotel, insurance, etc., you can drag these into the order you want them. If you want to delete something, you can click the trash can. If you want to edit something, you can click the pencil icon. So you have that option there. Now that's the top section. You've added your items. We're going to skip the settings here for a moment. We're going to come down to the bottom section, payment schedule. When you add a payment schedule, you're going to click add payment, and what's going to automatically happen is that you'll get a payment for the full amount due today. So today is the 20th, and the full amount due is $17.30. From here, you can do a little bit of editing, and you can say, hey, you know, the deposit's only about 10%, 175. I want to click outside the box to save that. You saw the blue flash there. That means it's saved. I'm going to change the description here to deposit. And again, click outside the box to save it. And due date. We're going to go ahead and leave that due today. Now, we're going to go ahead and have to add additional payments here because they still have a lot due. Click add payment again. It does the math for you. $15.55 remaining. Still due today though. Let's make this $7.50. We'll call it first payment. And we'll make it due a month from now. And then we're going to want to go ahead and add one more payment for that $8.05 and make it due 2 months from now. So now we have this full payment schedule ready. Let's say, this is the question that we had come in earlier today. Let's say that the client already made their deposit. They've already paid that, you're good to go. And before you even send this invoice out, you want to make sure that the invoice reflects that that deposit's already been paid. Here's what you do. From here, go ahead and click Mark as paid on the deposit, which is going to bring up a box where you enter the paid date and choose whether to send the client a receipt. Now, considering the client may have paid this last week, you don't want to send them a second receipt. That may make them think that they paid twice. So uncheck that box. Click Mark as paid. The invoice is going to reload here, and that payment is now marked as paid. So now we've got this invoice all done. The last thing for us to do is to go ahead and send it. Before I do that, though, I wanted to answer the question that came up in chat. Add item, you will have a bunch of different things in here. So air, car, cruise, you should see all of those items when you click add item. If you only see add item, new item, that may mean that you need to scroll down a little bit. If your screen's a little bit on the smaller side, you may not be able to see everything there. But all of these should be there with the exception of the ones I've created on my own, which would be El Junque and Boy Band Hall of Fame. You don't see anything about commission over here. You don't see commission until you've actually chosen an item to add. And once you've done that, that's where you'll click on commission. So that's after you've clicked on which item you want to add. If you don't see items under add item over here, I would recommend sending me a support message right after our webinar today, which I'll be teaching you how to do in just a moment. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and click next, save and review email. And I'm going to send this along to Amanda Lynn. Now, before I look at her invoice, I want to show you guys one other thing. I'm going to click on Create Invoice Direct. And what I want to do is just show you how similar the two are. There's still the item section at the top. There's still the payment schedule section at the bottom. And there's still the settings in the middle. Now, on a direct invoice, the settings section in the middle matters a little bit more. Because here you're going to have to make two decisions. First, you're going to have to decide how to accept payments. You can accept credit card payments, you can accept bank transfer payments, or you can accept both, which is what we recommend. Now, if you click on the little question mark here, you'll see a little information. Credit card processing fees will be listed there, as will bank transfer processing fees. Bank transfers are much cheaper to process. You're also going to see how long it takes to receive funds. Credit card processing will get to you in 2 business days, whereas bank transfers take 5 to 7 because we have to wait for the electronic check to clear. Those are the two differences. The cost of fees, as well as how long it takes to get to you. If you only want to allow one or the other, we do have some agents that only want credit cards because they want to make sure they get their funding within 2 days. You can select one of those options. The other setting that you can change on a direct invoice is whether to charge the client a convenience fee, which, as it says here, this will charge your client a convenience fee to offset your processing fee, so you'll receive the full amount that you requested. For example, if you sent the client an invoice, a direct invoice for $250, and left this box checked, the client's going to pay $250 plus processing, and you're going to get $250 in your bank, the whole amount. However, if you send them a direct invoice for $250 and uncheck this box, they're going to pay $250 flat, and you're going to get a deposit of $250 minus your processing. So this box just tells me whether or not it's you or the client who will be paying processing fees. That's all there is to that. So now that we've got the difference between direct and supplier invoices all figured out here, I'm going to come over to Amanda Lynn's inbox and open this invoice that we've sent her so you can see what payment looks like on the client. She's going to see traveler info at the top, and she's going to see information on the flight. Remember, we put all this information in earlier, and this is why it's helpful. They can now see where they're flying out of, flying into. They can double check dates. They can double check seats, make sure everything's good. You'll see that there's already been a credit of $175. The amount due today is $750 out of a full remaining balance of $1,555. So to make this super simple, we have this box down at the bottom that shows that there's 3 steps to make the payment. They have to tell us how much, tell us which card, and give us a signature to authorize it. Now, much like when you're paying a credit card, you're going to see a few options here. The client can pay what's due now. They can pay their entire remaining balance, or they can choose a custom amount if they want. So if they want to pay like $1,000, they can do that. For now, let's just assume they want to pay what's due today, $750. They're going to choose the card that they already have in file. Actually, you know what? Let's do something a little different here. Let's add a new card. So I've added all this information in here, and I'm going to go ahead and click Save Credit Card here. And the last thing I'm going to have to do is go ahead and click the sign, and again, totally real signature. And finally, scroll to the bottom and click Authorize Payment. Now the client has told us how much they want to pay, told us which card they want to use, given us the signature, and now it's time for us to do a little bit of work. You're going to get a notification that the client has authorized payment. And I'm going to refresh the page here to show you that. Now, here's the thing. You'll see that she's authorized $750. And if I open up this payment info right here, it's going to show me 2 different credit cards. And they both end in 4242. The odds are pretty slim, but it could happen, especially with Amex. A client having 2 cards ending in the same 4 numbers. So how do we know which one they use to authorize? This is the last pro tip of the day. Instead of getting that information here, go ahead and go to the Files tab and click on the invoice that you sent. Then scroll to the bottom. You'll see that this authorized payment here has a credit card by it that says View Authorization Details. Now, when I click, it's going to automatically, right there, open the right card. It opened the card that the client used to make their authorization. So if you ever have a client with more than 1 card on file, go to the invoice payment schedule itself, and it will tell you which card they used for that particular authorization. That can help you out. You're also going to need to be on the invoice anyway, because now that you've taken that payment information and you went to the supplier and you paid the supplier, now you need to mark that payment as paid so you know that it's been taken care of on your end. You'll click Mark as Paid like you did before. This time, though, you'll go ahead and send the client a receipt. Click Mark as Paid. Scroll down, and you'll see 2 payments have been paid now. Since you marked this one paid manually, there's no credit card this time. Since she paid herself with the credit card this time, there is a credit card icon there. Pop back over to Amanda Lynn's inbox. Thanks for your payment. You have paid a total of $750 plus $175 with the remaining balance due on $805. And the client has their receipt. They're satisfied. Everything's good. So we have about 5 or 6 minutes left. What I'm going to do is show you guys how to get support, how to pay for membership, and I'm going to provide a promo code to help you save a little bit off your first couple of months of a monthly plan. So we're about to wrap up here. What I'm going to show you first is how to get support. As I mentioned before, during the weekdays when you reach out for support, you're generally going to be talking to me. We are a small team, only 4 of us. I try to get back to everybody within a couple of hours. If you're in a bind, that might not be the quickest answer. So what I've done and what the whole team has done is we've come together to make a lot of guides for you to make this a lot easier.
Okay, guys, all the other information is kind of irrelevant at this point. So does anyone have any major questions right now?
No, not right now.
No.
What's up?
Gotcha.
I just have a question. So all the finance part in the TravelJoy, we would not use, correct?
Correct, because we do not have that, you know, to be able to pay Carnival, you know, direct, that would like go through Archer. We're not set up to pay like through, correct, through the suppliers. We're not set up to pay the suppliers via those payment plans. So when you're in here, it shows direct and supplier. It kind of showed you that in there. We are not the agency. That would be direct. I don't know, again, how many of you have booked through some other cruise lines or some other places that would allow you to do direct payment, but you have to do that through Archer. We cannot do that. We just pay the supplier direct with the credit card authorization form. But it does everything except make the payment. It will send you the forms just like he showed you when she sends her credit card information over with the credit card authorization form. Then we just pick up the phone and call Carnival and put it on her account. It's that simple.
So the TravelJoy is mainly used for cruises?
No.
Or it can be used for anything?
It can be used for anything. I personally do a lot of cruises, so that's why I use that reference a lot.
Okay.
And again, if you guys have not booked a lot of trips, it's probably going to sound a little Greek to you, to be very honest. Once you get in and going through the booking process, and then you see this, you see how much it it's how much time it saves you. So again, you know, I tell everyone, if you're only booking a couple clients a month, you know, it's probably not going to be of a benefit to you, other than the fact that it's streamlined and everything's in one location. You know, so I don't want to say that it's not going to be of benefit to you, but it's kind of hard to justify that payment if you're not pulling in, you know, the commission. So, you know, I wish it was free and everybody could learn this way, because it's so much easier than doing it the other way. So anyone who's done several bookings or a group booking for groups, it is amazing because it keeps all your information in one central location. The tasks that are associated with doing a group can be a little overwhelming. So if anyone's doing groups, it would be a great benefit, even if it's just one group. And these are my personal opinions, you guys, so. Any other questions?
Yeah, what is their monthly fee, or is it monthly or quarterly?
Yes, it's $30 a month if you pay by the month. It's $25 a month if you pay by the year, a one-time payment. So you get a $5 a month discount if you pay annually.
Okay.
And then again, I do have a promo code that will give you, and again, I'll back up. Make sure you go to your team leader or your gold or your platinum and find out if they have a TravelJoy link, you know, because they get credit for it too. That's why I'm saying that. So, you know, first go to your team. If no one on your team has a TravelJoy link, then come back to me and I'll give you one. That will give you, it'll make your first 3 months only $15 a month, the first 3 months. You automatically get a 7-day free trial no matter who signs up. Then the promo link will give you half off for 3 months.
This could probably be added to your taxes for expenses, I'm sure.
Yes, ma'am. Totally tax deductible. Yep. Just like buying a computer or any other tool for our business, this is a tool.
Tonya, off the subject, but do you ever use the GoDaddy.com?
No, I have not personally. I said there's tons of different ones out there, you guys. There's like what she was saying, GoDaddy, there's Wix. I just personally like Weebly. And again, the reason I say that is because when I started, I did not know how to work a computer. I did not know how to work a smartphone. So I found the ones that were, you know, when I went into these sites and started looking at them, if I was totally blown out of the water and had no clue what I was doing, I went to the next one. So I simply found one that worked for me. And so they can all work the same way.
Okay.
For what, you know, whatever works for you or whatever your preference is. Again, it was just to show you that there are ways out there to do it and look professional, keep things organized, you know, and my kids, my daughter and my granddaughter came in. I don't know if you heard them. They were very good. She's 3. Did you even hear her come in the house?
We could hear you talking to somebody, but
okay.
Very quiet.
So she's 3 years old. They went to the store, but anyways, they call me cheap. I say I'm frugal. I don't like to spend my money, you know, so if I can find a way to do something that's professional and organized and it's free, I'm picking the frugal way. So
yeah, well, that's what all of us, that's what all of us are trying to do, especially when you're first starting out, you know?
Yes, especially when you're first starting out. So, you know, that's kind of why those are my go-tos. Those are the ones that I went to. So.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this. This was great training and really appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome. And I said, I just started using TravelJoy, so it really has been a blessing. And, you know, I don't even have all my clients in there. I haven't done anything. And again, I work during the week, so I just haven't even had a chance to put everybody in there. I just did the test, you know, the test stuff and went through and I'm like, oh my gosh, how amazing. I did send my client thing to them to do for me because I have so many, I want them all in here, you know, then when they call me and this is the beauty of it, you know, when they call me or send me a private message, all I have to do is log on here and you saw how simple it was. Send them a message. Okay, shoot me your stuff. You know, and with those clients, all I have to do is say, has anything changed? And do I still have all your correct information on file? You know, I don't even need to update their information if they just booked, you know, 2 months ago. So
that's awesome.
Just, for me, it's going to be a huge time saver, huge.
Okay.
Any other questions, ladies? Well, I got you on here. We finished up a little earlier than I thought it would. I didn't think the other ones would go that fast, but you guys didn't have too many questions. So any other questions off subject or something you want help with? Or?
Awesome training.
Pardon?
This was an awesome training.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming just starting out, but I'm excited to be able to use it in the future. So thank you so much for showing us.
You're very welcome. And those other tools that I used earlier, you can use right now today without using TravelJoy. The Canva, the Jotforms, and Weebly, you know, and again, you don't even need to do Weebly right now. If you're brand new, I suggest using Canva or Poster My Wall. There's so many different free flyer programs out there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is off subject, but does anyone have a suggestion for an all-inclusive place to go to with a beach? It's for my grandson who's graduating, so I just wanted to get some feelers out there. If there's a better place to go, then that's safe and not crazy.
Go into Resorts and Weeks. Look and see what they've got.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Go into Resorts and Weeks in the travel cafe. You've got a smoking deal back there if you can find something that you like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Advantage Direct.
I'm in Maryland.
Yeah, Advantage Direct. It's Resorts and Weeks on the. We do training for the back office every week, so it's in the travel cafe, and it's called Resorts and Weeks, and then you go in, it's the Advantage Direct, as long as you're registered with them, and you can find, there's just a bunch of stuff in there and great deals. You can get a whole week stay at a condo for $128 for the whole week, and that could be 6 people in there. You don't know. You know, it just depends, but there's a whole lot back there.
Okay.
And all inclusive, they have passports, I take it?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And again, when you said what's safe, you know, the media hypes up a lot of the stuff, you guys. So I've been to Cozumel and to Mexico when they had the advance warnings and stuff on. So again, I tell my, you know, I don't discount the travel warnings, but you know, let's just say, let's put the shoe on the other foot. What if we were from another country and come into the United States? What do you think our travel alerts would look like for Chicago, New York, LA? Just saying. Yeah. So I'm not trying to discount them, you guys, but if people use common sense, just like when we travel in the United States, you know, you're not going to go into, and I don't mean any disrespect by this, but you're not going to go into the slums of Chicago when you're on your trip and expect nothing to happen to you, or the same with LA or New York. You have to use that same common sense when you're traveling in a foreign country. So, you know, and again, I don't mean to sound negative or make it sound bad, but as long as people stick to the touristy areas, they're probably not going to have any problems. You don't want to venture off into town by yourself or get some local dragging you to the local bars. You don't want to do that.
Okay, well, thank you, Tonya.
You're welcome. Any other questions, guys? No? Well, you guys, thank you so much. It has been awesome. You guys have been great. I'll be here tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel.
Tonya, I'm sorry. Can you write
Yes.
your email address on the, I was speaking and I didn't know I had my mute button off.
That's all right.
Be so kind to write your email address on the chat button so we can copy it.
My email address or my Facebook Messenger, my email?
Yes, so we can request the access to your group.
Oh, got you. Yeah, and you guys can all Facebook Messenger me as well.
Okay.
I don't accept new friend requests because I'm leaving room for clients. I'm just going to be honest. But you guys can follow me on Facebook, and then you can always private messenger me. My messenger's open, so if you message me, I will get the messenger.
Are you under Tonya or Adventurous?
Yep, Tonya Delphous.
Okay.
I put them both in the chat box, you guys. It's tkdelphous@gmail.com. And then my name is Tonya Delphous, and that's what I'm on Facebook under. So I do have the Adventurous Travels page, but that's my personal email or my personal Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Really appreciate the training.
No problem.
And I will, yeah, call me anytime.
Okay, perfect.
Anytime you want to set up that.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, ladies. And I am going to officially end this Zoominar. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You too.